big lamb person anyway. Because I just think of the little baby lamb.
It's not a baby lamb. It's a sheep.
Yeah, they're actually usually they're slaughtered typically
about
within
a year. A year less. Yeah.
I'm not a big lamb.
Oh,
sorry, I got
repeat.
So now you know what you guys.
I feel like this is the start of a Pink Floyd album.
Yeah.
How do I mute it? Oh, well. I guess I won't monitor the live. The live version on the background. Well, we've got stain fumes in the room, and we've got Bender upstairs all by himself. So this should be a very interesting show. Should be a very interesting show. Yeah. Hey, everybody! Before we begin, Gooder sunglasses, people, you know they're great quality. You know they look good on and off the bike. Well, did you know that they start at just $25? That is no error, people. Polarized, lightweight, fashionable, and fun for the best priced item in your entire cycling ensemble. Get to Gooder.com today and pick out some of the fun. In fact, I think they have $20. They have certain retro pairs on sale for $20 a pop right now. Second sponsor, Ambassador Cycling. Whoa!
Where did the t-shirt come
I'm
from?
wearing my t-shirt right now. My Ambassador Cycling. Get fit to get fit. You must be pain-free in order to enjoy your ride time. Well, I'm going to talk about that one here in a second. Unless you dish out the pain, that is. Ambassador Cycling provides everything you need to make sure your body is the most efficient it can be to propel you down the road, trail, or snowy pathway, if you're into that sort of thing. Just ask Jack. Jack, how was your bike fit with Bike Fit Sam?
It was incredible. In fact, my position is better than it has been in years. I think I'm getting older, therefore I need to come up a little bit, but not as big as adjustments as Paul had.
but Paul can't make his adjustments.
Well, and mine feel great, but I'll have to tell you, the first thing when I got on my bike, Sam laughed out loud at first, just looking at my position. Yes, he's like, "Oh my God!" Like
not
1984.
Get to ambassadorcycling.com today and start your way to a proper bike to human connection. Wahoo Fitness, people, you should be training. You might live in the proper climate to ride outside this entire year, and if so, you suck. If that is the case, you need to monitor your riding via the best onboard cycling computers built. Long battery life, all the data you could want. Data. I'm going with data. You could want and more, and the pairing options with your phone to make sure you don't miss that text from the spouse to tell you that there is a bat in your living room. Wahoo Fitness, use the packfiller.com link, please. That's a personal experience story.
I had one in the bedroom.
What?
I had one in the bedroom.
Did you? Oh, this was in the living room, and I got the text on my Wahoo computer.
I was in bed.
Oh. Untapped Maple, people. Welcome the new sponsor to the table. Untapped Maple provides brilliant nutritional fuel in a tiny package. No, I won't make that joke. And great flavor using all the underappreciated element of pure maple syrup. Trust me, stuff rocks. Get to untappedmaple.com and give it a go. So, should we do this? Yeah, we should do this. So let's hit number 1 and play the theme. Is it warm in here? Is it too warm in here? I'm used to freezing my ass down here, and the doors have helped.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's all the fucking praise I'm going to get.
I really think that we should have gone with the birch ply, not the sanded. See, the sanded I brought you is on the left, and the birch ply is on the right. I guarantee it. I brought you the shit on the left.
Well, that was more expensive than the shit on the right.
I'm just saying they don't match as well as. I think you need to do another coat on the left.
Really?
Yep. What do you think, Paul?
Well,
they look awesome.
It had to happen. Life has been known to do this, and although it comes as a shock, we all know it's a part of the circle of life, everybody. We lost Betty White. We lost Sidney Poitier. And now it hits home. Paul Maine is injured, everybody.
We've lost Paul Maine.
The man who doesn't seem to age or show signs of any weakness whatsoever is injured. He's hurt. For those of you keeping track, this is indeed a sign of the apocalypse, disease, floods, and Paul showing signs of injury. On that depressing note, I want to welcome another episode of the Packfiller. I am Pat Bulger, and let's get to the introductions. You all know the players. We have a full panel of the Packfiller here, although some physically more than others. I'm going in reverse order tonight because I want the story. Number one, he's apparently the only guy left who will go out drinking with me on a Saturday anymore, perhaps due to familial obligations. Mr. Jackson Bulger, how are you, man?
Doing well, thanks.
What? We didn't even go out drinking.
That was Sunday.
No,
No, it was Saturday.
it was Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You got your days
I was
all
in bed.
fucked up. You had the day off on Monday.
So it
was
felt
Sunday?
like a Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
why
okay.
some of us have to work on Monday.
Self-employed.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't have to.
all I'm saying is Jackson's the only one who went drinking with
good
me.
job.
Next
fine.
of all, wow, the theme ended already. We spent too much time talking about the doors. Next, he is the drinking non-drinker of the pack filler, Mr. Jack Broadhead.
Drinking non-drinker?
You keep sending us photos of cocktails on your...
I've been drinking. I mean, I'm just saying.
But you made a promise
I've
that
been
you were going to
riding.
have one beer a day.
That was just
Yeah.
1 week. That was a week. I had a
You weren't clear on
I had
that.
a 1 week
just have to
diet.
say.
That was just to get
I think that
started.
was last time you got some
Yeah,
athletics
yeah,
from me.
yes,
You were like,
yeah.
I was just
1
like
week.
that night.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was a week. I think
Was
it
it?
was at least 5 days.
Really?
Or 6. What's up?
Next on the panel, he's just plain broken, Mr. Paul Main. Paul, the audience is going to see you right now. You're in the high back chair.
Mm-hmm.
You're moving a little gimpy,
Obviously, he's on
Not-
painkillers. You just
No,
look at
I'm
his
not
eyes.
anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, your eyes
First
are
of all, what happened? And
I think it was originally 2 weeks ago when we got dumped with snow.
Yeah.
I was moving snow. That's probably why
for your
you
fucking
don't.
neighbors,
Why you don't shovel?
I don't
Yeah.
feel bad.
Right.
I feel
His
fine.
back is fine.
Yeah. Jeez, my bag doesn't go
I'm
out.
just glad you didn't say you slipped coming down my driveway.
Yeah, and that would've been
all of this could be yours.
But I don't.
Take a
I
look
think
around.
that's what
Yeah.
probably stressed it. I don't know. And then that weekend is like, oh my god, I was in pain, and I tried to go to work through the first part of the week, and I took the rest of the week off. And then, as you know, even Sunday, I tried everything. I had acupuncture from Zaya. You don't know Zaya.
Whoa.
Zaya is a good guy that's a fellow cyclist, and he's an acupuncturist.
I've never done acupuncture.
Yeah, I've had it when I had a.
It's all mumbo jumbo.
Well, you know, you have to break that plane. Same with
Yeah,
you know, like rolfing too, when people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk, but I had a really bad crash.
Deep tissue massage.
Yep.
Yeah. We've gone over this.
Jackson and I thought I was vomiting.
Yeah.
Like about 2 years ago, we talked about this. I don't know why you don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah, it
You,
is.
I need to text you the address every week to get here. So
I
shut
did
the
drive
fuck
down
up.
27th. I'm like, damn it, I'm on the wrong street.
It was 2 years
Tonight.
ago. You
Yeah.
don't remember the specific
I'm
moment?
sorry. Yeah. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast.
Don't you remember I had that blue shirt on?
Yeah.
And
That's what
my
sucks
hair was
is-
part on the other side.
At my age,
like my
I
wife
can
does
remember
that.
that.
I made
shit,
myself look
but I
pretty
can't
for you, and
remember
you
it.
don't even remember.
Yeah.
Fucker. Anyway, Paul, story.
Oh yeah. So anyway, that I took the last Thursday, Friday off, and then Saturday I had acupuncture actually on I think Wednesday night, and it felt good on Friday, and I thought, I'm turning the corner, and then Saturday got a little worse. Sunday I couldn't even get out of bed,
Yeah.
and so I sat there and watched boring football for all frickin' day long. I thought, I used to love that sport. And I'm thinking, this is the dumbest sport in the world.
Sign
now.
It's
number
nice
2
to
of
see
the
the
apocalypse.
Raiders lose.
Yeah.
That was good.
Bicycle podcast.
Oh shit!
So,
That's the
anyway.
sound of people turning off their iPods.
Yeah.
iPods.
Their iPods.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm old.
yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
So anyway, then I called on Monday. We have off because I work for the city and Martin Luther King's Day. And then today I had off, and it didn't feel that good at all. I went and crawled in the hot tub this morning, like at 6 in the morning, and just went through 2 rounds of jets right on there. And it seemed to do okay. Worked up a good sweat. And,
Are you icing at all?
Well, it's cold enough outside. All I have to do is
No.
Just lie on your
should
back.
be
Yeah.
icing.
Is it?
It's
disc,
all muscle.
ruptured
No, it's all
disc,
muscle.
herniated disc. What do they call it? I don't even know anymore. I remember I've done it a couple times where it's like it was for me. I just remember it was about, and this was 20 plus years ago. Well, not 20 plus, maybe 15 years ago.
When you had Jackson.
No, when when Jackson was around. But I remember very specifically that I did something. I was moving bricks and stuff like that, and it took me about 10 days to get over it. But this has been over 10 days.
Yeah, it has.
A week ago, you walked down here.
That's what happens when
You
you
guys
get
should
old.
try childbirth.
I know.
We should talk about childbirth.
Should we try?
Yeah, you're our expert, right, Jack?
I gotta take off my fucking sweatshirt.
It's too warm in here, isn't it?
No, it's perfect.
Jackson, you can turn down the heat if you want, or we can all just go short sleeves.
Yeah, if Paul's perfect.
No,
Paul's
it's
good.
all about
It's
Paul
heat
tonight.
therapy
Yeah.
for Paul tonight. So,
Well, I like it hot anyway.
um,
Yeah, I'll put that on. Thank you.
Jack, it appears, by the way, that you have been possessed by some sort
Satan.
of a demon.
Satan.
You
Satan.
are.
Satan.
How do I put this? You're riding.
I've been.
You've been. I have.
got a bike fit.
I have visual proof of you being on a bicycle more than 3 times this week.
5 times total.
You okay, man?
And so I'm my weekend's on a Monday, so I don't know why, because I talk about it on Tuesday. But I rode twice on Monday. I haven't ridden twice on a day in one day since I was like
Why twice?
22.
What motivated you to go twice?
The wife wasn't home. I wasn't cooking dinner. We were going to go out, and I had about a half hour. So I actually had an hour. So I just decided to do a second ride. I mean, because I might not get to ride the next day, and if I just ride when I can, then there's getting ahead is fine.
No, that's
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm
So
honestly,
I got like 5 rides in plus a bike fit.
I'm the kind of guy who's hour free. It's like I'm gonna go read and lie in bed. You know.
I sleep.
Yeah.
Read? Nah.
Well, when I read, I fall asleep.
Yeah.
so,
Well, okay.
Yeah.
It's a precursor.
yeah. Any progress on the new bike?
No.
No.
I got a bunch of jobs done, so which means I have funds
Money
for the bike.
to
I
the
have funds for the
bike.
bike. I just gotta
Cool.
pull the trigger.
Is there
Hey, so
Oh.
Argon came out with a new bike called the Sum. It's somewhere.
I see what you
Yeah.
didn't
seen it?
intentionally did.
You know, it's
you
weird.
Seem like you would see it.
It's weird because Argon 18 is the one brand that I know nothing about.
Oh, okay. You should check it out. So
Is that
it's,
what Astana's on again?
No,
they
they're
were
still,
for a while.
They're Villiers still.
They're Villiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposedly their traditional gallium meets their aero bike, so it's somewhere in between, and they're supposed to be putting their pro whatever team is riding it. I don't know. It's probably like a B-level pro team riding it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty good looking.
Is that what you're? The way you're leaning?
Still the gallium. I still think the tradition gallium.
It's interesting, and this I guess could be a topic within itself someday. Is how people come up with bike names. I mean, tarmac, sure. Roubaix, sure. Did I just pick 2 specialized names? Yeah. But then you're talking about brands like, I'm sorry, my bike, the TLC Advanced Pro or something. What was
TCR.
probably-
TCR. TLC would be even better.
TLC,
Yes.
it's
Because I could go
probably-
chasing
Right.
waterfalls.
Only you'd know that. But anyway,
Hey.
so
I don't want no scrubs here, man.
In
Back
this
off.
group-
Oh, you took it out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
wow. but so TCR is probably like the 3 people that like sat around the table.
Tom, Chris, and Roger.
Yeah,
Oh, drink.
God damn
Said
it.
his fucking name.
So
Already
I
on the
think
way.
I think it has to do with the carbon layup.
it
TCR.
could,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna start a frame company, and I am naming my frames after influential people in my life.
Oh.
So why not?
So like Pat
That's-
Bulger.
That'll be like a
That'll be
fucking
the first
townie
one.
cruiser. It'll be a piece of shit fixie bike
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a
yeah.
bad paint job.
Yeah.
You'll be the
Owner.
tires. Oh, did you get your hand on those Pat Bulgers?
Couple Pat Bulgers.
Yeah. I blew a pat. I blew Pat.
Oh,
Dear
Still on it.
diary. Somebody said
So I digress.
they blew me. Anyway, Jackson, you tested Zwift racing this week.
Yeah, I've always, recently I've come out to say that, I mean, competition is one of the best things that motivates me. So I figured what better way than race again. So every Wednesday now I'm going to do some sort of race, whether it be a road race, a crit, or a time trial. Probably not a time trial, but yeah, I really liked it. I raced a annoying race where I sat in front of the guy the whole time, and then he would do like 0.6 watts per kilogram, like 1.8. He'd be doing like barely any work, and then I'd try, and he would just ease off even more, and then out of nowhere he'd just slam it to like probably his max sprint, and it would just be like I'd always have to reel him back in. But
were you in the front of the peloton at this time? The front of the group?
Yeah, the front of my group. It was the top three, and we were all going, and it was me and another guy that were just like working together. Every time he would launch, we would just reel him back in, and every time. But the guy I was working with was bigger than I, and he had much more of a sprint than I did.
Watts.
Yeah, he probably hit like 1,200 watts when he was sprinting. Yeah, my max was like 1,039. I think.
Do you ever think that like on the other end there's like either a pro or some computer hacker?
Mario.
It's like one of the two.
Yeah,
not Mario. Okay, let's a sprint. No, I don't think that.
I think the guy that had the sprint though, I was like, I knew he'd have like a big launch on him.
Yeah.
Right when I hit the line, I knew that I probably wouldn't be able to beat him. So I felt like he was real, but the other guy was like, why are you here when I see 13 watts per kilogram for like half a minute? I've never seen that.
How can you do 13 watts per kilogram?
I might be over exaggerating, but like,
but even under 100.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't understand I'm going to say it, the game well enough.
It definitely is a game. It's way different. I've never seen anybody just sit on and then just slam it and expect to be reeled back in. Like that won't happen in real life. But
need to do more Cat 4 crits.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But I guess that is the game of online racing.
Sure,
so it's a different beast.
So you're in.
Yeah, I'm in. I've been getting excited. Tomorrow will be another.
Me. I put some base mile workouts in this week, prescribed by System. One of which was on Zwift, and I actually, because it said on Zwift that I was on System that I was supposed to do like an hour and 40 or something like that, and so I just decided I'm gonna go on Zwift and fuck around for an hour and 40 because it was it was really low intensity, and it was for a Sunday in Hell, which I'd already seen, and I'm like, I don't want to watch Sunday in Hell again. Although I could. Sorry, Paul. I don't want to.
How many times has Paul watched it?
Probably hundreds.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'll just go ride on Zwift for an hour and a half or something like that. And so I did. And I did find myself, I'm not going to lie, I did find myself kind of getting a little competitive with just random people. And it was kind of good. I enjoyed it. We're going to talk about that kind of stuff a little later.
Is that
in
like
the
a
show.
group ride?
No, I just got on, and then just people happened to be a couple people passed me, and so I accelerated to ride with them for a while, and then it turned into a dick or vagina measuring contest. Would depend on whatever side of the equation you're on, and I just decided to it got a little. Did you
see anybody from Ohio?
No,
Hi from Ohio.
No, I don't. I turned off the chat, which was the smartest thing I've done in a long time. But that was good. And I was sick earlier in the week, and I had to text you guys immediately after the show last week. It was COVID free, so we're all still good here in our little group. So today is the fuck I hate indoor training episode. So we will be getting that topic at hand. But first, I should probably do the news, right? Should I get to the news? I should probably get to the news. Does the video look okay, Jackson?
Peachy.
Okay, for everybody who's listening, if you're on Facebook, Jackson's monitoring our YouTube. So if that's where you want to be, if you want to contact us and say Panda Watch, but that's where we're going to be. I almost timed that. Multiple years of broadcasting experience, and I've almost lost the game. But anyways, news brought to us by actually nobody. The UCI isn't Djokovicing around. See what I did there? Yeah, Bender's whining upstairs in case you hear that in the background. I'm not abusing my dog. My wife is out of town, and he is a FOMO.
Is that a Slovenian?
Djokovic?
Djokovic around.
Djokovic. I'm making a Djokovic joke. Oh. With the start of 2022 racing season getting underway in days, the UCI is preparing to impose strict rules to mitigate COVID-19 risks. Hopes of a more, quote, normal, end quote, season with the advent of effective vaccinations came crashing down amid exponential increases in cases across Europe brought on by the more infectious Omicron variant. So the UCI updated its previous rules imposed before the widespread availability of vaccines, and as long as infection rates remain high, expect to see riders separated on podiums wearing masks and putting on their own leaders' jerseys. However, we're looking at the measures that are going to apply to UCI-sanctioned road competitions where local restrictions are in place, and the more stringent of the two will apply. French Parliament has actually released recently that riders are required to be vaccinated for races in that country. The season opens there with the Grand Prix Cycliste de Marseille in Marseille on January 30th. So what we're looking at is countries, more and more countries requiring COVID vaccinations for these riders to even come to the country to participate. Hence my Djokovic. Is that how you pronounce it? Did I get the name right? I don't follow tennis. My mom follows tennis, but I don't follow tennis.
Tour.
We're getting to the point where riders are going to be required to be vaccinated before even entering a country, let alone showing up to the start line of a race. So does anybody have initial thoughts on this concept, and do you foresee any headaches with specific riders?
We just said the Tour. Well, the France specifically is going to require it, and that which would be the Tour, and Sagan is potentially not straight up not
as of lately.
He's had it twice,
but I mean so there's some people that just aren't going to take any vaccine, and they won't ride the Tour.
If you want to ride, if we're really thinking about it, if you want to ride the biggest stage race in the world, you got to do it now at this point. And I do see difficulties with riders like Sagan just because I don't know. I mean, I have no information here or there whether he just doesn't for personal reasons or what. That doesn't really matter. I guess it's going to have to happen now. And if riders don't want to have that bubble thing like that the NBA did, then unfortunately they're going to have to do it.
It's so easy to speculate, obviously, about what's going through these guys' head or what's not going through these riders' heads. And when I say guys, I mean it is a gender-neutral term, men and women. It's I don't want to go too far down a political rabbit hole either. And I can't believe that a health pandemic has become a political issue. That this is something where it's anyway. Fuck that. I'm just so tired of it. So, is there a way to empathize with the riders who are anti-vax, or are they just all dipshits?
I was gonna say nope.
Yeah, I think my opinion is if you make the choice not to, and the rules are you have to be vaccinated, then you don't get to ride. That's all there is to it, and it's not a shame on them. That's their
choice.
Lives. They
Freedom
get to
of
make
choice.
their choice.
Yeah.
And the same thing with I feel the same in the United States. I don't think it should be forced upon personally, but everybody gets to land on their own sword. I have a friend who got COVID on the early stages, first round, got his vaccine after when he was cleared, got his booster, and just got it again.
Yeah.
So, the thing is that's ammo for the anti-vaxxers, right?
Sure.
And I don't want to go down there. So
no,
but
exactly,
the thing is I go to GU games. You have to show proof of a shot and wear a mask the whole time. There's one particular person that doesn't and gets to sit in there.
Really?
John Stockton.
I was just gonna say, wow.
So, and obviously he's
doesn't wear his mask,
doesn't wear his mask, and he doesn't have shots, and he gets.
He does it? How do we?
No,
know?
he stands against these anti-vax. Yeah. So,
Wow.
that's the part that to me becomes frustrating.
That's incredibly
It's like
frustrating.
Because it's not fair.
If the rules are laid down, that doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
So if they're going to start exempting, let's say, Sagan has like a big following. Are they going to all of a sudden just like John Stockton go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a
Well,
Hall
this
of
guy,
Famer.
yeah.
The UCI is known for some of these
Absolutely.
things. Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very financially
Baltimore.
driven. Yeah. Where
I'll
it's
give
like,
you $200,000 for drugs. If you bury up
drug
that
research.
cortisone.
Yeah, or whatever.
I will say this on as an addendum. According to Het Laatste News, the Belgian riders and teams are prepared for these requirements. Jumbo-Visma spokesperson Art Bierens told the outlet that everyone planning to attend the French races has already met the requirements. Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl team doctor Toon Kroot said the team has rushed, and I quote, rushed over the past few months and have vaccinated all the riders and staff of the Classics campaign for a second time. The Classics riders on Quick-Step, he said, will not get their booster shots until after the block of races. Greg Van Avermaet, who reportedly will also wait until after the Classics to get his booster shot, clarified that he had COVID in November and had both shots the previous May. He said, had I not become ill, I would have already taken my booster, end quote. The AG2R Citroën rider said, I'm getting better with my accent. I'm definitely in favor of vaccination. I wouldn't want anyone to think I'm some kind of Djokovic. He said, referring to Novak Djokovic. And it's interesting because we have all these opinions, we have all these thoughts, and I know Jackson, for example, you live with somebody who is in the medical field and who is dealing with things on this personal realm. I don't want to dive down the rabbit hole of a political discussion in terms of vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers, but these are role models. These are people who are in a public forum. And is it making things worse?
I think that people that are in, I think in sport in a lot of cases, it's a weird line it's a weird path to walk. Just because, in a lot of cases, should they even be speaking on this, and should they just get down to business and do their thing?
Yeah.
But also, I feel like they have a right to express their opinion because they are such a role model and because they have such voice. So it's a weird thing I couldn't imagine having to be a celebrity or a looked upon athlete right now, just because what you say can be very volatile to any sort of situation. So whether, for instance, if Sagan were to come out tomorrow and say, I'm extremely against vaccinations, it just he would get a lot of backlash for that. But same if he were to say, I'm very much with vaccinations, I know that everybody in this room would be like, hell yeah. But I know that there are a lot of people out there that would be like, hell no. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't at this point. I don't envy their position that they're put in.
A glass house.
I think there's a smaller percentage that would cheer on the I'm an anti-vaxxer than I just took, I got shot because I don't want to die or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not so.
I don't want to kill grandma.
Yeah, I don't want to kill grandma. I don't want to get so sick that I'm in a hospital. And that's kind of the thing. No one's saying that the vaccine is keeping you from getting it 100%. Mm-hmm. But they are saying your likelihood of getting sicker than you would if you didn't have it is better. Mm-hmm. And that's just the point. So somebody like Aaron Rodgers, that was a big deal for 2 weeks. He didn't get to play. He had to backpedal on his story. He had, all that. And there was a lot of pressure when you're in the public eye. Nobody cares if I have the vaccine or not, but Aaron Rodgers, it's oh my God, I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan anymore, or he's
Well, there are a lot of people who are hinging on the fence of I'm a Jack Broadhead fan.
Oh,
I bet.
I bet. And there's a lot of reasons for that.
Shit, yeah.
Outside of the show.
Outside of it.
Yeah.
Shot? What shot?
The COVID.
The shot. That's what we're talking
The
about.
jab. Yeah.
Yeah, the jab.
All right. Second story. Let's get out of that hole, right? Rage Against the Dying of the Light apparently is a new quote by Vincenzo Nibali. Vincenzo Nibali's provisional program for 2022. Have you guys seen this one?
No.
You guys seen what this guy's intending to do? Okay. I'll give you the big ones. Tirreno Adriatico, Milan-San Remo, Tour of Flanders, Paris-Roubaix, Tour des Alpes, Liège-Bastogne-Liège, Tour of Italy, Tour of France, and Lombardy.
Wow.
This is one dude.
This
is not his team.
No.
This is one fucking dude.
He's on his way out. This is my last stand.
Swan song.
Yep.
So is this delusional or badass?
He's badass. I mean, he's won what? He's won
He's all three,
Lombardia twice, I think. He's won Milan-San Remo. I can't remember.
All
if
three
he's won.
tours?
He's won all three tours, Grand Tours.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
He's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, and so
And why not?
He's getting to that age.
And I think we're getting to an age too that we had some, during the 2000s and not, it was all about, and tens, it was all about just Grand Tour guys and classic guys. Now we're seeing like Pogacar's opening the door.
He rode a cross race.
Yeah, he does
won a
anything.
cross race.
Yeah, he enters in
won a
one.
cross race.
I mean, to me, that's what cycling. When I got into it, everybody, even Andy Hampstead, did Paris-Roubaix.
Right.
Yeah.
And he hated it. And
Yeah.
the first set of cobbles, there's a stop-off point, and that's where he stopped. But, I mean, he still
Phil
carried the
Gaiman
choice.
was the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
you want me to
Fuck
go where?
this.
Yeah. So, to me, that's. I think you should be, contribute.
He
to
didn't
the
say
team,
he wanted to win them all. He didn't say he was winning them all.
But
No, that's his schedule.
Yeah, right. I think that's.
thoughts on the chances of winning any when you have a program that high intense?
I don't think he will finish all.
Yeah.
Just because that is such a hefty workload to do. I feel like there's got to be one or two dropouts, but I don't know. He's a hard man, so he could also finish all of them.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty impressed if he finished all of them, but I know for myself, I would never be able to think of doing all of those and finishing them all. There's got to be some sort of
Part of me is
physical.
like, I almost
little
looked at the
madness.
schedule again and wait, is he doing it like Lachlan Morton, where he's just kind of riding the courses ahead of the riders? Is this just kind of he's becoming a new privateer or something like that?
Yeah.
Vincenzo Nibali would be a fucking brilliant privateer, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, holy shit, dude. I mean, if this is the swan song, you're skidding into home, burned out, rusted out, and smoking.
yeah.
Well, he's got a gap from the tour, and then the next one is Lombardia, right?
Yeah.
So there's a big gap. That's
No
cooling off.
yeah,
But
no Spain.
the tour, he's not going to win. He'll probably get a stage or two, possibly. He's going to aim for a stage.
Yeah.
The one-day classics, that's not bad. Or a 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think those are all that much. He's not doing the Giro, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He
Yes.
is.
Yeah, he said
Wow.
Tour of Italy, Tour
Giro
of France.
and France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Double.
He'll just chase
Brutal.
stage. He's
Yeah,
just going to
yeah,
chase stages.
All right, third and final story. What's old is new again? Question marks. Have you guys seen? You better, because I sent them to you.
That's us.
The new Specialized S-Works 7 lace. It appears that Specialized is entering the lace-up market with a shoe that is claiming to be a more relaxed, comfortable fit. The Specialized says the removal of the larger dial hardware helps the upper form fit to a wider variety of foot shapes, and lets you customize the tension across a wider cross-section of your foot. I'm sure people have seen this online. I'm sure that many of the listeners have seen this shoe online. I'm sure the people who actually paint the custom paints shoe on shoes have seen this online, and they're drooling because it's a blank canvas. It's
White.
It's just completely white. Anybody going back to laces?
I would.
Would you
Yeah, I'm not sold on the boa thing.
really?
Yeah,
He
I've had
says
two
the man on
pairs of
CDs.
it.
He's still on CDs. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I had the old ratchet Velcro on the toe. That was the Genius period or style, and I like that.
yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah, I
good.
had that
And it
too.
has a ratchet on the
Yep.
top.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one, and
And
I like it.
two
And I still
Velcros after
they're
that.
more comfortable. The boa, I don't I think they're overrated. And laces, when I had lace shoes, they were great. I had no problems with lace. Other than once in a while. Yeah, that's it. Go. Keep that sweating out there.
Yeah. My Dados.
I had Vittoria's were my first one, lace up, and they got caught in the chain once.
Yeah. But Jackson, I should probably ask you that. The temptation and the allure of riding a shoe with shoelaces. I know that sounds
he's not even wearing shoes with shoelaces.
No, you're not.
I haven't for quite a while now.
He has Doc Martens and shit.
Yeah.
No, that's what I meant.
So what's old is new again.
Yeah. I think they look so cool. I love the all white silhouette. I think that's so cool. I will never ride them.
Do they have a black lace?
Yeah, they got an all black. I will say that I feel as if I've got a little bit of understanding and experience with lace-up shoes.
Yeah.
In the terms of riding them for 131 miles for 11 straight hours.
Yeah.
Pressure points.
Man, a lot of them. Yeah. I have a really bad over the arch tall foot.
Yeah.
Kind of like you do.
Yeah.
And it's just
burning.
I will never forget taking my shoe off and seeing that big red welt on the top of my foot.
Now, I will say this, and sorry to interrupt you, but I will say this, that what they're saying with laces is the ability to loosen areas over the problem spots of the foot.
Yeah.
Is what laces lend to helping with.
I think the thing that worries me about laces is they are essentially fabric.
Sure.
That can stretch over time. And so that's the only thing that worries me a little bit is that constant like reefing on the laces. Yeah. I played soccer for a long time and I had laces and I've shredded all of the laces on my shoes. Yeah. So that worries me a little bit. I'm more of a boa guy personally. Yeah. I like you can really fine tune the boa, which I enjoy a lot. But like I said, they are probably the best looking cycling shoes right now.
My first comment is that the people in Giro are pushing away from their desks going, the fuck?
Yeah, they did it
because they've been doing it. They didn't do it.
Well, not first.
They brought in the renaissance of the style of shoes. And both of my lace-up pair, up until I got these giant shoes a little over a year ago. My gravel shoes are still lace-up, Giros. My road shoes were lace-up, and I liked them. But I did not like the fact that you could not, and I'm still, maybe it's mental, maybe it's that old school concept where you in the middle of a race, you're like going, I'm a little loose. I want to loosen it, or I want to tighten it up. I want to cinch down. Coming into a sprint, the old classic days where you pull the toe strap, or you reach down, you give the boa a couple clicks just to take away that gap. You can't do that on a lace shoe.
The CD that you're talking about with the ratcheting and 2 Velcro straps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's probably the most customizable while riding. I got a hot spot or I got a weird spot. Mm-hmm. You could flip up both your Velcros and unratchet one, and you'd be like, oh, that feels so much better.
So it's a personal thing because on the Velcro, I never once I set it. Yeah, I have a very narrow high arch foot.
Yep.
And I set it, and I don't care if my toes are cramped or cinched down. I like that.
Well, you probably can't feel that because it's so your toes are probably small. But your arch is.
I have very long toes. They're very, very long.
Huge toes, man. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Big socks.
Yeah. And I wear holes through the socks.
Do you?
Oh.
So do I.
But on the
really
on the ratchet.
Got that from your grandfather.
Yeah. But on the ratchet, on the Genius 6 or whatever they were, those had such a wide strap that it was rare that you would have like a pressure point because it spread out that compression on the arch of your foot where that's where it's going to slide. Yeah. So my toes had freedom to move.
Didn't a shoe have 3 boas or
there was.
Mine
has 2.
Front, twist the middle. Mine
has
I just 2. Got one that takes
CD,
it all in.
CD's been busy with a lot of retention devices. I know that. CD kind of led with the 3.
All kinds of
Velcro on the very tip of the toe,
Just Velcro.
Usually, and then a BOA, and then even a ratcheting system.
Yep.
And man, yeah.
But I broke
like
the
20
ratcheting.
models.
The ratcheting
You what?
system.
They have about 20 models.
Yeah. I haven't ridden CDs in a long time.
They're
They were
great.
They were my
the
go-to
best.
for so many
Comfortable
years,
shoe.
and I don't know why I left them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
What is Roglic? Those blue shoes. What are those? Physics?
DMT.
DMTs.
DMTs. Okay.
Yeah.
I like. It's weird that he wears yellow kit and blue shoes.
He rides the.
It's because he wants a Jumbo Visma gig.
God, could you imagine?
Really?
I'm joking.
He has those like knitted shoes that like fit like socks.
Oh.
Oh. But have to be, obviously, for power transfer, something that
Something that you can put on.
holds
Yeah.
you down.
Yeah,
and that's what keeps killing me, because I remember Paul and Jack.
Back in the toe clip eras.
Well, yeah, we switched away from laces because we switched to a clipless pedal, where there was no more retention on the top of the shoe to hold your foot down when you're supposed to be pulling up on the backside of your pedal stroke, because you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to.
At least at the start of a sprint or,
Yeah.
or a start of a power.
And so we switched away from this for a reason. But here we are now coming back to this. Now I will say this, that the shoe material has changed quite a bit, but isn't the entire idea to hold the foot in place? And I love, Paul, I think you were the one who commented back when Specialized used the term, I don't know if it's
Casual racing.
casual racing. Yeah.
Well, what's casual racing?
Chasing cartoons.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wool
So-
shorts are next.
I don't know if that's gonna be next.
I'd like wool jerseys to make a comeback.
That I could.
I'd wear a wool jersey, not
Well,
shorts.
There are merino wool like mixes
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I think are really cool. They're absolutely demolishing the socks.
Yeah.
I
No,
love.
I agree. Yeah. Hey, Jack, I love you, man. But next time, when you go up to get a beer, if you don't put your headphones on the mic, it doesn't sound like a drum session's happening in the background. just throwing that to you. This is an audio podcast. You just went. It was like.
Really? I did that the
Yeah.
whole time?
It was. You're just like, hey, everybody, I'm gonna go grab me a stout. I'm working with you here. It's baby steps, right? Hey, let's get to the topic, shall we? Brought to you by our friends, ironically, at Athletic Brewing. Use the link at Packfiller to get your hands on some pretty damn good alternatives to that additional beer, or just a great midday snack that won't add calories or make you sleepy like it does me. Because if I have a beer middle of the day, like the times we've gone for rides and we finish the rides with, okay, maybe 2 18-ounce beers, I get a little sleepy when I
Just
come
sleep at the bar.
No,
when
but
you-
I get home
Oh, okay.
and I'm a little sleepy.
18 ounce. I'm just going to say
They're 20, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big.
You're at Dito's, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 20 ounces.
Shit. I want to talk about indoor winter training, you guys. Not winter training, indoor winter training. This is the punishment that we have to suffer through in order to attempt to be productive
Some
in the
states.
spring. Yeah, this is the beast that all of us in colder climates must face. We can't be expected to hit the roads when they're covered with ice, or even worse, like right now when the roads are almost bare, but the shoulders are gone because they're covered with snow. Death threats from drivers definitely come about.
People
from that.
walk in Spokane down the middle of the freaking street.
Yeah.
Like, the sidewalk.
And they give you a look.
Yeah, they're walking down
yeah.
the middle of the street, and you're supposed to, like, go around.
Yeah.
Which I do.
Yeah.
Not in my neighborhood.
usually
You
run
must
them
live on
down
the
there.
north side.
No, well, that's because Paul's sidewalk is completely clean.
Yep.
Because he was out there
Better
with a
not snow.
hammer and chisel,
That's right,
making
get
sure
all the
everything was
chunks of
clean.
ice.
Yeah,
Better
yeah,
not
exactly.
snow this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Pat will come shovel your walk.
Hey, I had a snowblower, motherfucker. I'll take
You'll
care of
just
things.
wheel it down there.
Yeah.
You know where it's at? Somewhere.
So winter training, how do you do it? How can you get better rather than just maintain? We're going to dive into the do's, the don'ts, the mistakes, and the successes that we have found ourselves going through. If you want to join in, Jackson is indeed monitoring the YouTube feed, correct? Right? Yeah, you can see the
Yes.
chat from there. Okay,
I
cool.
can.
So I'm going to throw out some basic FAQs, frequently asked questions for the old guys. For you guys.
Facts.
Facts. Some facts. I know we are likely to have a deep spectrum of opinions on indoor training, which could make it potentially interesting. And Paul's already just like, he's leaning back in his high back chair, just going, hey. He's thinking to himself.
Is this Pat's chair?
Yeah.
Let's keep sweating out there.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice of me?
Nice guy.
That's sweet. I'd give you my chair. Oh, never mind.
Jackson's ironically the only one with another back on his chair. So in a perfect scenario,
Called nepotism.
actually no, he just grabbed it. He's a smart guy. It's called intelligence. In a perfect scenario, how often would you like to be training indoors? Panel.
How often?
How
How
often
often
would you like
like to be training indoors? Like if you knew, if you had the motivation, if you could get shit done, how often would you like to be training indoors this time of season?
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
mean, even
Never. I would never.
but you know what you need to get
You need
ready
to
for.
move to Arizona or Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I used to go down to Arizona to train.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
your question was way too open.
so here's the thing.
No. I guess my point is what I'm trying to say is knowing that we're inside, knowing that we're stuck inside. How often should you think you should be training indoors? Did that make
Every
more sense?
day.
There you go.
Every day.
Every day.
If you
Whoa.
cannot hit the pavement. Now, this is a bummer with my back because I would have rode this weekend. I would have gone outside. There's enough
pretty
drive.
good.
Yeah,
Sunny.
it was easy, sunny.
Yeah.
We didn't
Sunny
have
on
any,
Saturday.
and there's gravel on the road, but that was my intentions until I
You're a
was.
privateer then.
It's a gravel ride.
Yeah. I grew up on gravel.
on the
But
farm.
to me, it's like if you're doing indoor for training, you
Yeah.
should be doing it every day. They're not long. They're not. If like systems really brought it to light, that's why I like it better than when I was on Zwift. All I was doing is like, I'll have an easy day, and then somebody goes by, and then you're like, I'll just chase him. I mean, you don't stay to plan, right?
No, that's true.
And so I there's several times what I didn't like about it when it was sunny outside, I'll just do a Zwift ride. I'll just chase some people down, and I'm watching and it looked like it was going to rain. It clears up, and I'm halfway through, and I'm thinking, this is stupid. I don't even want this in front of me. I don't want it a choice, so I take it away. So.
Oh, that does explain.
Yeah, on the thing is I like the system is because they lay out my training. I can duplicate that outside easy. I know that now that I've done enough, like shovel, and there's another one.
Yeah.
God, and I couldn't do it because of my back, but it looked really good. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, tons of interval
It seemed
stuff.
like a good idea at the time. Is another one that's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another. It's
Long
like
that.
Is it the dig or something? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they're just like these spikes of just going totally anaerobic and shutting down and holding just below your anaerobic threshold, or actually your FTP or whatever.
Yeah.
And then bang, 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 bang. And you can simulate that on the road.
Yeah.
And if I want to go easy on the road, it's easy to do it.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna bounce questions. I'm gonna let individuals ask questions. Jack, if you had how long? Actually, I'm gonna throw this out to everybody. Never mind. I'm gonna throw this out to everybody. Not that you're a bad response, Jack. I'll be love you to death, man.
Fucking dick.
How long have you? What's the longest you've spent on an indoor trainer?
10 hours.
Yeah, Jackson.
I was
Jack,
looking right
okay,
at fuck
other than
that.
knighthood, I'm going to take that out of your equation.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yep.
Jack?
I bet I've only barely over an hour. Barely. And that would be like, doing an hour workout, maybe with a warm up or cool down.
Okay. Paul?
I did 2.5 hours on rollers.
Did you?
Well,
Blech.
just watching TV and stuff.
Yeah. I did.
Doing jumps during commercials.
Did you? Yeah. I remember there's one guy I knew who did during the Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
And
that.
Yeah, sprint during.
I used to watch the old
commercials.
Star Trek.
during commercials?
And Star Trek was in the commercials, and then at the half hour, it was like 3 minutes of commercials. It seemed like, and I would just sit there and try and
Just
keep
tempo,
it maintained.
kind of a
no,
hard
I mean
old
max, just
first
push
gen,
it right to the max.
first gen.
First generation.
Yeah. I'm a first gen guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you guys are old. Yeah. And I'm not looking. I'm looking at Jackson on that one. I've done 4-hour rides on the trainer.
That's
the year I did.
Like
I was training
multiple.
for Leadville and stuff like that. I did 4-hour rides, not multiple, like 1 or 2, on the trainer. But I would mix it up. I would make a point to get off every 30 minutes or something like that, and do push-ups and sit-ups or something like that, just to keep my brain going towards small, obtainable goals. And I would do that.
Bring your balls back to life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, knighthood was it 10?
Just-
It was
it
10
more than
straight
10?
hours.
Was it 10? Yeah, that was a long one.
Fuck that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard are your efforts? Do you gauge them throughout the winter months? I mean, do you guys do you do specific, like, is it base miles based? Like, Jack, for example, your ride this weekend, were you doing a specific interval based workout, or were you just getting on the bike, riding for an hour and getting off?
Yeah, so no specific workout, just like, but not like I see people like on the trainer just kind of fucking turning the wheels. So it'd be interesting to see what I'm actually doing, what gear, what watts, but with no technology.
You don't have a smart trainer or anything?
No.
Okay. No, I'm not judging. Well, I'm judging a little bit.
But anyway, no, I don't want to be the guy just like turning the pedals. I'm sweaty and tired when I get off after a half hour.
Sure. Jackson, how are you basing your training right now?
I always tend to focus on explosivity. So like,
That's a really cool word.
oh, thanks. I've always coined myself as more of an explosive rider. So what I try to do is, any chance I can, I really try and focus on on like the climbs. So if I see a climb, I'm gonna like attack it hard and then see how long I can hold it for. But that's kind of what I like to focus on. I've been doing a lot, like not a lot, but some like calisthenics work with like explosivity, like as a big focus. That, and I try and really cater it to like high effort but like consistent tempo, just because like that is probably my biggest weakness, is like holding efforts for a long time. So yeah, that's what I try and focus on, just improve what I know that I am good at, and then improve what I'm weak at as well.
Okay. Paul, before you found the program you're on, what would you do when you would be on the rollers or something like that? Would you go down there with a specific plan ahead of time?
Yeah, I mean, if I was watching Sunday in Hell for the 112th time, cobble sections, or that, I'd say, okay, at a certain amount of time, and I also would clock myself too, and say, I've had 5 minutes of recovery. I'm going to go, start doing like, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute down, start working 2 minute, total 100%. So, that's how I always did it. But, in all honesty, if there was, even a little bit of pavement seen on the road, I'd soon be out on the road. And that's
really,
yeah, I took chances and stuff, but my wife's not.
But
too
not
keen
now.
on it. Nah.
So have you done more Sunday in Hills on the rollers than Sundays in Hills?
Probably.
Wow.
No. And see, 1896 minus the
yeah.
war years and COVID. Yeah.
But yeah.
Count it out.
Wow.
Might be, yeah. Anything else you guys do during this? Oh, actually, I guess I keep forgetting to answer my own questions. I bounce around a lot, but I do try to. I spend a lot, and I've as I said, I was one of the Sufferfest fans from day one, and the programs have been really nice. And I'm not going to say I follow them to the letter, because it's sometimes the programs are pretty generic. And I'll say, okay, I might have this time or that time or something like that. Or something might say, like, for example, this weekend where it said, try to get out an hour and 47. So I was like, well, I'm going to go hop on Zwift for an hour and 47. Or I'm going to join a Zwift race on like Jackson's doing on Wednesdays or something like that, just to try to, mix it up a little bit and things like that. But I've always been really good at winter training. I have always been very good to it, and I've always been dedicated to it. And I don't know why my brain, maybe it's because I spent so many years as a junior training by myself, and I spent so many years in the weight room as a junior, that this has always been the time of year that I can focus incredibly well. It's the late spring into summer that sometimes I tend to dip off. I don't know why.
And
that's the prime racing season.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know
but
why.
it's like 6 months into it. You're getting like
burned
kinda
out,
tired.
Yeah.
And racing becomes if you race enough, racing becomes your training at that point. You've already done the hard work.
Yeah. And that's the problem. I don't get enough racing in.
That's Spokane.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm serious. If
No,
you
I agree.
no.
Yeah.
So on the west side, you can race literally 6 days a week. If you include track,
No, we're not going to include track.
Okay, but
I love
you
track,
could. Friday
but we're not
night
gonna
track,
include
you could include that, and you'd have like 3 training races during the week. You'd have track on Friday night, and you'd guarantee you could find
Seward
2
Park.
races on the
Seward Park
Seward
series.
Park on
Yeah.
Tuesday. SIR, there's a lot of racing.
Yeah.
So once you hit that May, you don't have to train. You go race every day.
And we were at that point at one time. We had 2 training series. We had Badlands and Twilight Series Tuesday, Wednesday.
The problem is you didn't have the weekend race enough.
I traveled.
Like,
I raced every single
but
weekend.
you'd have to travel. Yeah.
So I mean, you had one day that I would do like an LSD, a long slow distance ride. That was, and then the Monday I would either take completely off or just kick around with some friends and chit chat about the race that weekend. And Friday you spun because you're starting to do a race.
Yeah.
Or getting ready for a ride. I mean, to take a road trip. So
We're supposed to be talking about indoor, but is that...
Damn it.
No, this is a good tangent. Because is that something that can be simulated? And I'm not talking about indoor.
Yeah.
I'm
we could
talking
get an
about...
indoor velodrome here
Yeah,
in Spokane.
yeah, exactly.
Why didn't that happen?
Vandervelde's got one, right? Doesn't he still, I think? His dad does. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm trying to think of the every listener of this show. Is there a method in which to prepare yourself for a specific amount of time and then gather your friends around and say, okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to kick the shit out of each other until we find races? I mean, is that a viable alternative? Is that, I don't know, a lot of rides we'd go out there and there'd only be about 4 or 5 guys, so.
I mean, I feel like you just said it. I feel like that in and of itself is probably something that is close enough to what you'd be looking for. I mean, if you find, for instance, I feel like we've got a group that would be willing to, on any specific days that everybody's free, be willing to do something like that. The weekend race, I think that might be out of the question a little bit here, but yeah, I mean, I feel like if you've got the group, why not?
That's a city for city thing.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, that's literally exactly what you described as Spokane. And then, what we were talking about was Seattle, and LA's got a whole different gig. And,
Oh, yeah.
so it really depends on where you are, what your climate is, and maybe even what your COVID, requirements are.
Yeah.
Come into the summer.
Let me switch back to the indoor topic. What else do you guys do during this time?
Forgot about indoor.
Weights, stretching, running, yoga. I know Paul's been touching base on the yoga, things like that. Stretching.
Running.
Sounds like we all should probably be doing.
You could run.
How often do you
outside.
run, Jack? How often do you run?
2 days a week.
Do you?
Yep.
You still do?
Yep.
What kind of
Spike
distance
shoes.
and intensity?
Less than 3 miles right now,
Okay.
just because I haven't had any time and I've been riding more. But the wife makes me go out
Sure.
twice a week.
Jackson, you get
What a
anything
good
else
woman.
in? Yeah,
She's a good woman. Yeah,
I think it's
put the spikes on.
Yeah, I think it's a great alternative. Any sort of if you're going to work a cardio,
Stairs.
yeah, like anything is a great alternative, especially in the winter when you could have just had a whole season on. You're kind of burnt out of the bike, why not run? But Mondays are now my calisthenic days. I am not I I hate the gym. I hate going to it. I will probably never pay for a gym. But I really like doing a lot of like the body weight workouts. So I'll probably start doing that. Well, I did it yesterday. So I'll start doing it on Mondays from here on out.
For those of you looking for a free alternative, this pops into my head. Darebee, Darebee. I have talked about it many times on this show. It is a website that has a shit ton of body weight based strengthening workouts, and they're brilliant. They're really good stuff. Do you guys do anything else, Paul? I know
I
do
do some
guy.
yoga, but
not now.
The body weight thing is something I incorporated through systems, which is nice. And I think 36 plus years, I think 38 years that I've been doing this, that I have no lateral strength whatsoever. I can't hold poses in yoga. So all those lunges or whatever, you had that water ball and you're crossing over on one leg, that stuff, man, I can't believe I'm exhausted at the end of that.
It's like you're standing on one leg and pulling a lawnmower, kind of a thing like that. Yeah,
and it's all those things I think are, especially when you get older, it's pretty vital. But I
almost
think,
got it, honey.
It's
fucking arm.
Well, I started swearing.
I think I need a new plug
my lawnmower
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I started swearing at my lawnmower. Tell me about where and what the setup is. Okay, Jack, for example, we know it's wherever he can do it on a trainer from 1991.
It's a little newer than that.
On his bike from 1992.
That's 2010.
With his picture of Steve Prefontaine in the corner.
I got 2010 stuff.
Okay.
So, I've just got a TV with some YouTube.
So you're
and my
YouTube
AirPods.
guy. And I want to talk about distractions too.
Mm-hmm.
What's your room
Music,
like, and what are your distractions? What keep you going?
So a little bit of whatever's on the TV, YouTube. Some lots of cross races lately because there's like a cross race every 3 days.
Yeah.
And so I've been watching
not so much
a lot
anymore
of that.
though.
Well, but so there was all the national championships, like Britain and Belgium and
France.
Yeah, so a little bit of that, and then music. I like totally forgot to wear my AirPods.
The Worlds are coming.
Listen. Tennessee or something
I'm just
like
depressed
that,
about the writers who aren't going to show up for the Worlds. But anyway.
Yeah. That's it.
Is it a specific room of the house, or are you just I'm going to set up here and I'm going to get
bikes are always sitting on the trainer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't take them off. Not in Spokane during the winter.
Right on. Yeah.
No, for the bike fit I had to take it off, but yeah. So there's two bikes, wife's bike, my bike, on trainers side by side, and a room specifically.
Nice.
It's where'd your flooring go? It's got flooring like you're gonna put in.
It's gonna be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You saw when I stain panels, I throw it around like what's the painter, the guy who just threw
Jackson
shit?
Pollock.
Jackson Pollock. Thank you, Jackson. Speaking of Jackson, what's your setup like?
See how I did that?
Yeah, it was
Called professional broadcasting.
Exactly. My old setup is way worse than my new one. So I leveled up from 600 square feet to 900 square feet. Big difference if you think
Oh,
about
hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
3
Been there.
minus 4 300 square feet.
Yeah, good work.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I did that in my head.
Yeah.
Wow.
You must be an English major.
Yeah.
Theater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Better yet.
Yeah.
Broadcaster.
So we now have 3 rooms instead of 2. And so the bike room and the litter box room.
Beauty.
Kind of the same room.
Yep.
Oh,
Little ammonia base.
If you keep up on it and and you use Glade in your litter, you're all good. You're all good. So I have the Wahoo kicker. I have like this. You and I have this pretty much the same stand, but it's like a music stand, but you fold it flat and it's got a sticky little pad on it, so your laptop doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I have the fan and my bike, my road bike is right next to me on the right, and then my girlfriend's bike is down there. And walking through that room bare feet, it's frustrating as hell because you step on a bunch of
kitty litter.
Goddamn litter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you usually wear slippers in that room. But it's a lovely experience.
Hey, you guys, Jackson swore on the show.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. Every once in a while. Yeah.
So
So I have the I listen to music. Well, it kind of depends. Sometimes it hovers between Matt Stevens, and I have a specific trainer playlist that was used for exactly.
You got to plug Matt.
Was used for the Knighthood, so I use that exact same playlist. But every once in a while, since I have like the noise canceling AirPods,
kids these days.
Right? Every once in a while, I'll hear it. I'm like, what's that noise? What's that noise? Then Jimmy's in the litter box going.
He's taking a shit while you're riding.
Yeah, but he never covers his. I'm gonna get into it. He never covers his poop because he thinks he's the top dog in the house, right?
Sure.
He only covers his poop when I'm on the trainer.
Really?
Yep. Wow. He knows.
So you're the alpha. You're okay.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. He knows.
I'd just take a water ball and squirt on him.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Jack, we didn't get what your trainer was and what your bike is.
Like, you want to know what trainer bike
Jackson said kicker.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have a Cyclops from 2010.
Fluid?
Yeah.
Does it get
It gets harder.
Yeah, it does.
Like 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I got like, oh shit.
You're like 39-23 by the end of the session.
No, but
You can smell those things getting hotter too. It's just like, there's a piece of paper leaning against my trainer. Bursts into flames. Get out! It's on fire. Yeah. Oh God.
And it's my road bike. So I thought about I used to have a dedicated trainer bike. Maybe I'll get
Jackson
one.
I do.
I might do.
I
another
keep
one.
thinking about it.
You know that like 2010 Cervelo I was trying to sell you? That might make a good trainer bike, right?
Yeah. And good backup bike.
Red
too.
bike, red
Rim brakes.
rim
It's
brakes,
awesome.
rim brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
Have we were very close to deciding on the name of the studio, by the way.
Very close.
Yeah. So there we go.
What is it?
Send us your rim brakes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't send me your fucking rim brakes.
Yeah.
I'll use them.
Send
Paul, what's your setup?
I have actually, and it's always been
Chrysler rollers.
Yeah.
That I bought in 1906.
I made them myself.
Yeah.
They're all Budweiser cans, and I filled them full of concrete.
I think I got
And
menorahs.
I have menorahs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're aluminum drum.
Yep, me too.
I used to have the nylon or the
belt.
plastic ones.
Yeah.
But you would be static, and anytime you grab something off of that, you'd just be shot.
Wow.
Never
My
had
rollers
more
are
fun
older
punch.
than Jackson.
Yeah, mine are too.
So are mine.
Yeah.
I have menorahs.
Most of the things you
Do you
guys
have a
own
resistor? You don't have a resistor on yours. So.
My dog.
I don't have a resistor either.
My dog's
I do.
Well, that's the one.
I actually had to replace the rubber band that went around it.
Me
And
too.
They still kind of go while I'm rolling
Mine don't
down
do
the
that.
road.
No,
Yeah.
I'm smooth as glass. It's like everything's
Me
just-
too.
What's that?
I trued my drums.
Jesus Christ. This is so.
But I do like rollers better than
I should get on my rollers to mix it up.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Set them side by side.
If I come with a like broken collarbone.
Yeah.
On those days, you know, like on my
You can
schedule.
have a high back chair that day.
Yeah.
On the days that
Sorry.
you have there, like, you know, you're just doing a long ride.
Yeah.
A
half hour.
No, it's an hour and 45.
No,
Like,
it's a half hour.
You'll hop on that. You'll ride that.
yeah, I'll ride that instead. You know, you're just keeping an even pace. So, yeah.
What's your distraction method?
That's changed because now with this new system, I just watch whatever they have. Like the latest one you were talking
Which
about.
are great old
There's
videos,
one,
though.
all for one, and it's like an hour, maybe 50, 46, 47, and it's the Orca Green Edge, how they started all the way up. They're going from year to year. So that's the one you could have done as opposed to chasing cartoons.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually a good little story. But in the old days, it was I would listen to music pretty loud and turn off, because I've heard Phil Liggett announce all the cycling videos that I have, that I just sit there and listen to whatever music I wanted. So
I have. I was just over almost where Jackson sits for a long time. That's where I had the trainer set up, and I'd go off the monitor in the corner there. But this last week, because of the incredibly toxic fumes from the stain, I went back to my original place, and my wife and I have a room upstairs, which way back once upon a time was actually Jackson's bedroom.
The nursery.
Yeah, And that's what I'm going to call it now.
Yeah.
But that we have a treadmill in there. We have an elliptical trainer in there. It's not a big room. And I set up a trainer in there for my wife. And I just this last weekend was like, I'm not riding in those toxic fumes. I went back upstairs. And we have a TV mounted on the wall in there. Yes, I apparently must have money coming out of my asshole because it sounds like I'm rich, but I'm not. But I'm not. But well, a man collects these things over many years. But I rode this, and what I've always done is I've either done a system video or Zwift on Apple TV for a long time. And this last weekend, I actually put Zwift and or system on my iPad on that music stand, which was right by the bike. And then on the TV screen, I would watch something else. I'd have a movie on, or I'd have, in this case, I watched American Throwball, and stuff like that. And it was, I kind of enjoyed it. And the connection between the iPad and my bike was spot on. I don't know why, but I thought because it's this tiny little device that it was going to be an unreliable connection, that it wasn't going to pair well with the trainer and stuff like that. And actually, quite the contrary. And when somebody gave me a ride on, I could easily scroll and give them a ride on back, even though I wouldn't, because I think ride-ons are fucking stupid. But and they weigh down your jersey.
Paul was riding by.
I was going, well done, good job. Hi from Ohio. Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of like that, and I might do that more often. And I actually might keep it upstairs. I might keep the bike upstairs, just because it's.
Well, wait until your wife gets back from vacation. She might say, no.
Well, hers is up there. Uh-huh. And I honestly, and I don't mean this to sound condescending, but I want my wife my wife and I used to be freaking fast on the tandem, and she wants to get back at it again. And I just think she just kind of she works insanely hard all day, and I think she kind of loses that motivation. And if my bike's right next to hers and I'm riding, maybe she'll be more apt, like you were saying, Jack.
Once in a while, yeah, she just like pops in and goes, hey, let's work.
Yeah, I just think it'd be a good thing, and so we'll do some of the things like that. Online racing, other than Jackson, is there any foreseeable future in the concept? Paul's just like looking at me like going, "Why are you fucking?"
What are you talking about? There's online racing?
Yeah, exactly. Not at all. Not whatsoever.
Not even interested.
Really. Yeah. I did like the one road race we did was it 2 years ago on our virtual challenge, where everybody started off like true roadies. We all started off really slowly and just kind of were marking each other. And it was like, oh my God, this is like a real bike race. But because now Zwift races are just like 3, 2, 1, fuck! They're just insane the whole time. And I don't like that
category.
No, they
bumped him up. He can't move down.
Can't move down.
I'm gonna try.
You're now at Cat 3.
Oh, you can move down. You just got to select it yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing I was going to ask. Am I the only one on Zwift? Well, obviously, I'm the only one on Zwift Power.
Yeah,
which is a website that actually adds a little bit more authenticity to.
You're going to get a contract if you keep this up.
No.
They won't know you're 50.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, Zwift Power is you register with them and you sign up for races on Zwift, but that's where it tallies the results, and it will actually boot people off if they're riding too far above their or sandbagging, or obviously detected of cheating because they don't have a heart rate monitor on or something like that. Yeah, exactly, and it tests your blood, Jack. It actually a little syringe comes out of the TV.
Nice.
Yeah, and it draws your blood.
I'm not gonna do that.
You should, man. Everybody's doing it. Jackson, you should, because I think it'd be interesting for you to try it out and see what you think. So, but you got to do some.
The
weird
last
things.
show, he said, I'm not into it.
Do you think I like to ride on the trainer? I hate it so much.
Exactly.
There's any day of the week. If it was, funnily enough, I was looking the other day at Portland weather, and it's like almost 60 degrees right now.
No, don't go back. Yeah. Don't look again, Jackson.
No,
don't do it.
I'm never going back. But it's just like I loved that. I rode genuinely all the way through the winter outdoors. I rode maybe 2 times a week indoors, and the rest would be outside. And so it's like I do not like to ride inside. I hate it. I love Zwift racing? No, but it's something to keep me going.
Yeah.
So probably safe to say you haven't watched any on GCN, the racing series that they have going on.
I don't find it too entertaining.
No, it's horrible to watch.
I don't even know what they're.
Yeah.
Everything else they have, I kind of watch.
Yeah.
But that is not. I don't even want to get my finger next to it just in case it comes. To drag it across there.
Weather in Hoquiam all week is over 50 degrees.
Yeah, let's
all week
go.
long.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Okay,
And
first
I'm
of all,
telling you,
let me get to that. Let me
it's
get
rain,
to that.
50 and rain, but
Let me get to that.
Okay.
I also listen to audiobooks, and I just finished Dave Grohl's most recent book. It's a great book. Great book. And he narrates it, and I love it. If you don't have an Audible account and you spend a lot of time on your trainer, get an Audible account, and no payment here. What is the bare minimum to get outside? Paul, I'm going to start with Paul. What's the bare minimum? Temperature, road clarity?
Above freezing and pavement. Mm-hmm. So if it's going to be
dry and 32.
Well, it could be wet roads and stuff, but it's been plowed off. Like we have snow, everywhere but the roads because they've been plowed out, or there's a track, where cars in the rural areas. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
For me, but. As I said before, my wife kind of puts a boo-boo when
she
she
does
sees
put
me.
that on that,
but she's working this weekend. And if my back's good.
Funny that he
hitting
mentions
it.
that.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going out.
I saw that it's
I'd
almost
go.
40. I'd do it. Hell yeah.
I'd go.
This
All right.
weekend is.
My wife's gone too.
Yeah.
I'm in Hoquiam this weekend.
You're going to
enjoy the
ride
rain.
then.
We're not getting rain or snow.
I think I get sun.
What, from 1 to 3?
1
to 2?
1 to
What do you need?
1:15.
Yeah.
What do you need? 2 hours?
Jackson, what's your bare minimum to get out?
I think reaching 40s. And then I do need some sort of bare road.
Cold does not work for you, though. I know you.
Yeah. Cold, I really hate wet and cold.
Yeah.
If it's wet, I hate it. But if it's cold, I can do it.
You need fenders.
No, I tried fenders, and it's
You
too
don't. You don't just like try fenders.
Oh,
and go,
you try fenders.
They're not.
The hassle is
You
so
got- no,
annoying.
you need a
the
different
shame
bike.
factor.
You need to take your trainer bike and make it your.
I
fender
do
bike.
agree.
Or your gravel bike.
Yeah.
That's my Harry Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got so many bikes. Give him a fucking bike to put
He
some
has
fenders.
I do.
like 4 bikes.
The SK. Okay, you have the SKS race blades. I would like those because they just clip on.
Leave
the bike.
them there forever, though.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I agree. However, as I was saying, I think
Paul.
I think like this weekend, it would be verging on almost going with the gravel bike with slicks.
Yeah.
Just because that BMC it can't get a
know,
bigger scratch than before.
Yeah. No kidding. She's
Yeah.
I've yet to see the scratch.
Exactly.
I have
It's
not.
heinous.
Just go on Google Earth and then focus down.
Yeah, they took an image. It's
It's
you know that pyramid in Las Vegas?
Yeah,
it's
it's
like that. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
massive.
But in all seriousness, I treat that bike so it will not touch the pavement
Yeah.
unless it's completely clear.
It's
so
your hot rod.
Yeah, so it's
Never
virgin
gonna
on
live
that.
down.
Yeah,
I'm never going to live that down.
No, you're not.
you screwed the pooch.
Self-induced. My bare minimum, oh man. See, you know what I base it on? I base it on the road right in front of my house.
Well, you're
Oh
never
my
going to get
God,
out.
You know what? No,
first
I'm
of all, the
serious.
pavement
Like
sucks,
no,
and
no,
then-
no, it's been paved.
It
You
did.
shit
Your
stick.
road's
Yeah,
paved?
yeah,
Yes!
paved. Yeah.
When?
This
Like
over the summer.
August.
3 months ago?
Yeah. In August,
It's the
September.
roughest
Yeah.
fucking road.
Not anymore.
Not yet.
No, it's
Yeah.
great.
Remember the curb used to be about 3.5 feet
No
tall?
more curb anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's flush with
Yeah.
my curve. Yeah, it's straight across.
You know
now.
what?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
probably remembering that.
Yeah. But anyway, I will, if I can navigate my way to a larger road on our road, which means there are troughs, there's
Yep.
sections of pavement I could weave around and get there. That tells me the main roads are going to be clearer.
Yeah.
And that is my motivation. But I will not lie to anybody on the show. I look at the stack of fucking clothes I got to put on a Saturday morning when I'm sipping my coffee. I look at that huge pile of clothes, or I can't find that left shoe cover or a specific arm warmer or something like that, and I go, fuck it. I'm going to go downstairs and ride Zwift. I'm not going to lie. I do that. I have a tendency to do that. And there are a lot of times that I'll be the last idiot still training indoors when everybody's going like, dude, why aren't you outside?
Yeah.
And I'll be, well, it's because my training program
can't
said
find
to
my left
stay
shoe
outside.
cover.
Yeah, or something like that.
Or I don't have fenders. I don't have a bike with fenders.
Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to put all that stuff on.
See, because of the way I'm set up, you gave me that great TV on the little cart.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I have to wheel that out because this room is now just full of crap.
Aren't you in the she shit?
No.
Oh.
No. The she shed, I can't even watch. No testosterone can cross the threshold.
None.
And so, anyway, so I have my little bike room that I planned on fixing, but when you're looking at 2x4s for $8,
Oh, yeah.
Romex is $160 for
Where you
250 feet.
We're almost done.
Yeah. Hang in there, Jack.
Yeah.
You old
So-
man bladder.
Baby
Yeah.
bladder.
Fucking old man
But
bladder.
it almost takes me just as long to get set up to do an indoor session as
Yeah.
going outside.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, you have it all set up, and maybe someday it'll be that way. And I started thinking, why don't I get like a static bike? I mean, like Wahoo.
That was gonna, I was going to ask. You know, if you had the cash, would you?
Yeah, I think I
Is it
would.
like
Yeah.
And
$4,000?
my
No,
bike
two.
was, because the problem is
change.
this weekend
In the sport of
when
cycling.
we ride this weekend, we will ride this weekend.
There was determination in
Yes,
those
there
eyes.
You're trying to walk first.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna. It feels. My back never hurts on the bike.
Oh.
It's when I step off the bike. It's when it hurts.
Get out of the wheelchair.
But once we get, the problem is now I got to
We
spin.
will ride this weekend.
Is there a handicap parking for the
For
bikes?
this guy? Yeah. We'll see how I come off. When we stop off to get coffee. Oh,
Yeah. Fuck it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Keep riding, boys.
But if the
We can
problem
stop
is,
for beers after too.
Yeah?
I'm in.
That'll make your back feel better.
Yeah.
it will, and you'll be in rainy Hoquiam.
I'll be drinking beers.
Yeah. All right.
I got beers.
But anyway, the problem is now I come home, and I got to wash my bike.
See?
That's the part that's a problem.
Hey, I'm gonna keep going back to this. If you have a winter bike with fenders, you won't be washing your bike
not
as much.
rich.
However, what
That's not
happens?
true. That's not fucking true.
Pat
That's
will
not
give
true.
you a bike. I guarantee he's got a bike for you back there.
No, I'm not going to give him a winter bike.
He's got bikes to give everybody.
Don't you have
Yeah.
the
doesn't he?
Chantel bike?
You get a bike. You get a bike.
You're
Everybody
the-
gets
you're
a
the
bike.
fucking Oprah of.
I am the Oprah of cycling.
Yeah.
However, what happens if
I
you
got a
live in
bike
an
from you.
what happens if you live in an apartment and you don't have a hose?
Your cat will think the bike is a litter box and shit on it.
Well,
So-
okay. He didn't last year, so
I have an answer for you.
okay.
So, and this is because that's been a dilemma even for me to find a place, especially in the winter.
yeah,
You know, you got snow and my hoses were all like,
Frozen.
full of frozen and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had like in my wash, where our wash machine and everything is, I have a typical sink, and it's a freaking mess and a hassle. Well, there's a WRX makes a pressure washer. It's perfect. And you can adjust the pressure and everything. And it has a hose. You can actually use a 2 liter. Yeah, you can put hot water in it. A 2 liter. It's got attachment for a 2 liter jug.
Like Coke.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
just,
like a cook. Yeah,
spray
you can do that.
Your
Or-
patio, your porch
would be perfect.
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
And it has an extension, a hose that goes down with a little filter that I have a giant bucket, and it goes in there, and that's what I use is the bucket, so I can sit there and spray it down, and then I have a separate bucket to wash it down and spray it down.
Your,
Yeah, and
your
it's-
winter bike.
It's just
Yeah.
a small little battery. It's feels really cheap, but I'm using it on my bike. I don't care. I'm not
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
washing
And you don't
my
want
house.
super high pressure,
No.
and you don't
You
want
could change the angle. You can
loud
get, like,
either.
Yeah, and
Mine's
Electric.
loud.
Electric is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just is battery operated,
Yeah.
small little battery.
Good to know.
Yeah, and it's like about
would use that.
$100.
There you go.
There you go.
I love how this episode was talking about indoor training, and we just
We moved outside.
Because
did.
that's
That's the
basically the
mentality.
method
Yeah.
of the cyclist is just
Yeah.
try to find a fucking way to get outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on. I guess that's where we go with it. That's where we take the show, gentlemen. Before we finish the show, your trinkets arrived. Your Christmas trinkets arrived. These came from the UK, and that's why I guess they took a long time.
Did Matt Stevens send them to you?
Yeah, because he's the only guy in the UK. So, and
Daniel Lloyd.
I don't know which camera I'm on. I'm on my camera. I'm on my camera. I got you guys keychains, and they might sound stupid. They might sound stupid and cheesy, but they all have slight meaning. They're all pro jerseys. Paul's is a classic Brooklyn jersey.
And you know who rode for them?
Yeah, Roger
Devlamic.
Yeah.
Sideburns.
Me. Yeah.
Jack, I'm not gonna lie. I had a tough time trying to find a jersey that would work for you, but I always thought the Mape was such a classic kit.
Oh yes, I was a big Mape Roubaix.
And he uses the product.
He does.
I do.
Yeah. Oh shit! You had me by that. I didn't even think about that.
Very.
And Jackson, I thought it'd be completely apropos that there'd be nothing else but a Bora Hansgrohe World Championship kit from Peter Sagan.
Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is
This
it
is
signed
awesome.
by Peter?
It is.
No.
I've got a picture that's signed by him.
Really?
I do.
And I also, I'm not gonna lie, I bought myself a La Vie Claire.
Oh, of
course.
course.
Ooh,
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm putting this on my.
I'm gonna put this up
keys
on
right
the
now.
screen to show the. I'm not endorsing them at all because they took for fucking ever.
They're super cool though.
I bought I bought these things on December 12th.
I'm putting the shit on
It's
his
changed.
chain.
Week.
Is this making noise?
No, yeah.
I'm piercing my ear and putting it in there.
Hell yeah.
I just thought, I thought they were cool, and I wish
It
they could have
is
shown up in time for Christmas,
Yeah.
but they didn't show up in time
This
for
is
Christmas.
super cool.
In fact, it's two different jerseys.
Yeah, it's
This is two different jerseys.
yours is.
Yeah.
That's
See,
the back.
Look, no. Well,
That's the back, you dumb shit.
no, it's.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Is it really?
Look at that. I don't.
No, it
think
might be
that's
the back.
Mine's front and back.
It
Mine's
might
front and
be.
back, too.
It might be.
There's
Dumb
no
shit.
pocket. Oh, yeah, there's pockets on
Dumb
the
shit.
back. Yeah, you
Look at
can
us.
see there's
Look
a
at
dotted
us.
line
Look
with
at
the
us
pockets.
talking about things that nobody can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's cameras.
So there we go. That was the end of
Well,
my
thank you,
Christmas
Pat.
gift for
Yeah,
you guys.
Yeah, thanks. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks
I'm
for a great
super
year.
excited.
Thanks for a great season. I'd tell the listener the link that I got to him, but I can't actually remember what it was. It was off of
So
Etsy.
long ago.
And if it's Etsy, it just
pretty
means
cool.
it's going to take a long fucking
Right.
time.
It is
'cause some
Etsy,
guy's
'cause I remember
probably
you saying
making
that.
it. Yeah, somebody's probably making it on their own. So,
Yep.
you know what? And I'm not going to bust their balls because this took a while. And and if it takes a while to ship, it takes a while to ship. We're in a fucked up time, but they're nice quality stuff. So,
It's really
you know,
cool.
yeah.
Yep.
So there we go. Now we
Super-
all have really loud keys.
Super cute. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Another thing to damage our ignition. My father always told me that the more keychains you have, it's bad for your ignition.
Well,
Yeah.
You think he was full of shit?
yes.
Really?
Guarantee it.
Well, now it's push button, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
There are no keys.
You just
Never
put
Dad-
a key on
Dad,
your
you're-
body and
You're finally wrong.
yeah.
Finally, the student has become the teacher.
Yes.
Take that,
Look
Dad.
at this button, Dad.
Got the pebble out of your hand.
Well, the dreams and the hopes are that we're riding this weekend without Jack. But
Yep.
my last question was
What
going
if
to
I
be
ride
about
and you
training.
don't?
My last question was going to be about training. Was the short trips, the quick vacations to someplace 100 miles or less from you that might be a banana belt of some sort, and
Lewiston Island.
trying to find those places to go someplace
Hoquiam.
warm.
6 hours away.
I'm seriously, I have an RV, man, and I
Yeah.
am seriously at the point where this spring I am going to get the hell out of Dodge. If my wife has to work for the weekend, I'm going to go, do you mind if I go 80 miles
Hang out
away
with Jax.
with the RV and just ride by myself for the weekend? I know she'd look at me like going, no, I'm used to it, you weirdo. But I'm at the point where I'm going to be, I'm going to train indoors and then come. Like, when do you guys gonna quit training indoors altogether? As soon as possible.
Hopefully this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, I'm thinking March.
Yeah.
Late March, late March.
Realistically, yeah, because
Yeah.
in the middle of the week, there's no way you can.
Yeah.
So
Until we get daylight.
yeah,
Until we get
and
daylight back.
that's daylight savings is the first weekend in March.
Is it? Ooh. Okay. Right on. Well, there we go.
Yep.
Paul, feel better, man. Get
I will.
better.
Yep. You watch.
Yeah.
I'll be
Just
really
watch.
good this weekend.
He's gonna come every week and go, oh, just had a little flare up. Can I have the chair again?
Yeah, give me
Yeah,
the frickin'
exactly.
chair.
Yeah, exactly. Jack, keep riding, man, and find a fucking bike.
I will. I will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jackson,
Do what you do.
keep racing, because I think of all of us, you're the guy who has to be the fastest. So no pressure.
No.
But if you fuck this up, I'm disowning you.
Well,
Because we're all like 160 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pressure.
I'll take it.
Actually, just have fun.
Yeah.
There we go. You guys keep the rubber side down. Get out if you possibly can. Tell a friend about the podcast. Jump in on us with the Ambassador Challenge. I can't even remember what February is. We're going to have to look that one up.
Second month of the
Yeah.
year.
Well, yeah, thanks. It's the second challenge of the
Wow.
10-month challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do the first one.
Your fitness test. You got to do a fitness
Oh,
test.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come over and do
There we go. There we go. Come play with us. Tell a friend about the podcast and all those stuffs. And I guess, is there anything I'm missing? I know there's probably
Taco
something.
Tuesday?
It's Taco Tuesday. It's not here because my wife's not here, so
Oh.
it's leftover Tuesday.
Pool's Public House.
I made spaghetti last night, so I may just eat
perfect.
more of it. So
Perfect.
there we
Watch more Harry Potter.
go. I was like, how the fuck did he know I watched Harry Potter last night? There we go. Useless information. Pat watches remakes of Harry Potter movies over. I'm watching them in order now, and I'm gonna hang
I
up,
almost wore that shirt.
sign
tonight.
off the